And in this video, I'll be discussing my favorite Sengoku character. For me, if I had to say, most people, I know a lot of people, I won't say bandwagons, but it's a constant fight between favorite characters. For me, I will start off, my favorite character is actually Masamune Date. The reason why I say Masamune Date, because Masamune Date gives the feeling of, on top of being a cocky character, while not being a kind of cocky person, he is willing to be very strong. He's taken a lot of burden into focusing on his army. If anything, he focuses on his army more than his whatever ally army he's with. Masamune has shown great skill. However, I can't deny that compared to Ieyasu and other huge characters, then he stands in a bit of a mid tier in a term of sense of the characters. He stands almost in a mid tier, but he can be by far the greatest character if he releases his true potential. As we all know, in things like Warriors Orochi, that Masamune Date's character uses a single sword and a gun. However, for those that have played Sengoku Basara and are big fans of Sengoku Basara, everybody has known that Masamune Date uses 6 swords, 3 held within each hand, and it turns to make the term of what I like, what looks almost like a dragon claw. Um, for my buddy, I have a buddy named Rep. Um,
Yeah.
I can't say I would know. I can't say I remember all the characters very well. However, as I've seen how Rep plays some of his games and uses some of his characters, not all of his characters take the form of an evil person. So I can only assume that his characters won't revolve around an evil person. However, there are very few characters that fit the bill, like Ieyasu's rival. I want to say, I don't want to say Mitsurugi, but he has plenty of obstacles that come upon him. Um, I want to say Sonata would be Rep's favorite character, just because, as I've seen Rep personally, how he uses certain characters, he uses more characters that are of sometimes calm but can be very hot-blooded in terms of sense. Sonata has fit that bill in many ways. He's shown that he has a great care for all his allies, but at the same time, his care for his allies cause him to be very reckless in the term of everything.
Okay.
But my opinion on Sonata can be a little bit bad, because I feel like while Sonata is very hot-blooded, he's not in terms of my favorite character. He's probably a very, in the form of character popularity, in my term of opinion, I feel like he is very undermined. He's not a top for me. Reason why he's not a top for me, because I prefer more of the strong will, those who are basically determined to be strong, just like in certain different games like Dynasty Warriors, Guan Yu, um, Lu Bu, characters that have already basically shown that they're willing to do whatever it takes, are those kind of characters that I'm willing to make do with. And that's just how it works sometimes. Sometimes different people like different characters. It doesn't make them very bad people. It just goes to show that the characters that I like to use are never the same, and it can take a lot. Currently, right now, I'm playing Dynasty Warriors. I'm using a created officer. Granted, me ranting is kind of slowing down my pace to try and progress the Empire, but at the same time, I'm thinking I don't want the character I have right now to be a very bad character. I could easily levy so many materials I have, but pretty soon, um, with what's going on, I can say that it's just a natural thing for me. Right now, actually, technically speaking, there's going to be a lot of recording. I'm going to try and do as many talks as I can at the same time, but it's going to have to be through gameplay. I don't have a computer just yet. I will have a computer, so that way eventually at point in times I'll be able to show and get more information on certain things, certain topics. I'll expand my horizon as it goes on. But for now, I'll do my talks and chats as it stands. But I'll also be playing online with buddies who so choose to do it, and that if they allow their voices to be heard in the next videos, then that will also be a case. In terms of kids, I also build a conversation with my buddies while we play whatever we play. But as far as characters goes, I want to know your opinion on what characters you like to use. If there is a Sengoku basara 5, who would be the character you don't want to see in there, and what's the reason you don't want to see that character in there? It can be for any granted reason. I know a lot of people talk about what characters they want to see in there, but I want to hear a character you feel is not needed in there, who's no longer needed within that series. But that's all for later times. A lot of videos will be probably put into motion. I'll be uploading a lot more faster than what needs to be, but it's just how it is. Get back to you when I can, and be in a bit.